And welcome back to the 66th Annual National Puerto Rican Day Parade right here on 5th Avenue, New York City, and broadcast on Channel 7, ABC7NY.com.
Yeah, a little earlier today, right at the head of the parade, you saw this guy. That's the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, leading the parade there. He had a major contingent. We saw him a few nights ago, David, at the annual gala, and he spoke.
And there's the governor.
That's the governor of the great state of New York, Kathy Hochul. We hope to catch up with her perhaps a little bit later, but she was at the head of the parade marching today. And New York, a major connection to Puerto Rico.
You know, earlier our Senor Rincon got a chance to talk to the mayor, and why don't we listen in to hear what they had to say? But before,
there goes Aguadilla.
Yeah, we have to interrupt ourselves to bring you Aguadilla. I'm sorry.
Where my my grandfather is from. I will tell you, it's known as La Ciudad de Encanto. Usually Puerto Rico is known as sort of the island of enchantment.
Right.
But this is the city of enchantment. So I'm very, very proud of that. And the name Aguadilla is derived from the Indian word guadilla or guadilla, which means garden. And so it's so beautiful. It's so robustly green. It's someplace so many people should visit, and it's actually best known for its beaches.
You know, it's part of a tradition here at the parade. We're honoring towns from Puerto Rico and a sister town from the United States each year. As we just said, Aguadilla is such a special place. Founded in 1775.
So it's got some history, is what you're saying.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And you talked about the beautiful location, crystal clear ocean, miles of white, sandy beaches. A lot of people are really turning to it as a tourist location.
Yes, I will say my son, unfortunately, is a surfer and a master diver.
That's not unfortunate. That's good.
Terrifies me, but Aguadilla is best known for its beaches. One of its most popular surfing beaches, it's called Crash Boat, but that's only because it's famous for crystal clear waters. You can see really, really far down, 20, 30, 40 feet.
Wow. Aguadilla is a favorite tourist destination in Puerto Rico, and our honored town made a special video as an invitation for all of our viewers, one that they hope you can't refuse.
En el Atlántico vive mi corazón, se mezcla en el Caribe con mi sol. Faro de piedra mira al mar y un sombrero de palmas de bailar. Ven Aguadilla, tráete tu silla, que aquí en la playa es donde el sol brilla. La tierra que quiero tanto, la ciudad del encanto, Aguadilla. Ven Aguadilla, tráete tu silla, que aquí en la playa es donde el sol brilla. Flores de vena, como Carlos Delgado y como Cadena.
Aguadilla, represented here in Midtown Manhattan at the 66th Annual Puerto Rican Day Parade, La Ciudad de Encantos. We just saw the mayor, Julio Roldan, walking by in the parade. We should point out, if you like music, you've got a connection to Aguadilla.
Yes.
Rafael Hernández Marín was born and raised in Aguadilla, considered one of the greatest Puerto Rican composers of all time, as well as one of the most prolific composers of Latin America.
And it actually has a modern aquatic theme park. I know a lot of people think about the Bahamas and they think about all these places with theme parks. Aguadilla has the biggest in the Caribbean. It's called the Merendero, and it has a beautiful view of the town's bay, nearby the islet, this little islet.
Yes.
You really have to go.
There you see the mayor. He's been in town for a couple of days having a good time here, and he made a strong pitch the other night to get visitors to come to Aguadilla to see the sights there, and as we pointed out, there are many.
And you know, we're talking about Aguadilla now, but island-wise, tourism is up.
Yes, it is.
It's a hot spot again.
Yes.
And I'm so happy to see it. considering all the struggles, if it's not a hurricane, I just said earlier, the island has been struggling with a heat wave, ridiculously long stretch there of hot weather, and it was knocking out the power and all the problems that come with that kind of a thing. So,
but I don't think it's an accident, David. The tourism up is on the island, and here we ran out of floats at this year's parade.
Right.
Yes.
There's obviously an indication that people are anxious to get out,
Yes.
to go see the island and to go represent here in Midtown.
And they're buying property. They're
Yes,
buying property.
and they're buying property.
Investing in the island, which is so very important.
We're looking at the Port Authority Police Hispanic Society. The Port Authority Hispanic Society is to gather socially in order to explore the multifaceted aspects of varied Hispanic cultures and to share the professional experiences inherent in the profession for the benefit of all fellow Hispanics and their families.
And has been around for a while, since 1977.
Yes, how about that? And they sound good, too.
They do.
You can have fife and drum with a Latino beat, David. I don't know if you knew that.
you could put a Latino beat under anything.
Just about anything, for
Joe.
sure.
I think we all know that. It's fabulous. It's just, the thing about coming to this parade is not just the attendees, the people that are in it and participating, but you got to look at the sidelines too, and look at the folks that have come out to celebrate it, the joy in their faces, and the showing of the flag, and everything that makes it so special to come to. This is my favorite parade, period.
Same. Since I was a little kid.
And now we've got the United Probation Officers Association. It's a nonprofit labor organization representing health, safety, and interests of New York City's probation officers. It's dedicated to advancing the professional interests of a very diverse membership there and protecting the rights of its members. They say they like to try to achieve better and safer working conditions and foster fellowship between its members, providing the city of New York with the highest level of service.
Well, I want to switch gears a little bit.
Go ahead.
Because it takes such a dedicated and passionate board to organize a parade of this size each year. This is the biggest we've had, and no one knows that better than our next guest.
Yeah, joining us now, National Puerto Rican Day Parade board member Luis Maldonado. Luis, are you taking a breath? I mean, this is
not yet.
This is your day.
Probably around 6 o'clock this afternoon.
Yes. So tell us about the themes for this year.
Well, the themes: música, cultura, y alegría. Music. I mean, just listen to Fifth Avenue. I mean, it's always about music, but in this case, it's really about the fact that Puerto Ricans in New York City have created and co-created so many genres of music, starting with Latin jazz and what eventually turned into salsa and boogaloo, going into hip-hop, freestyle, house music, just all of this talent that all came from this little island, Puerto Rico, and created genres that people love around the world. And so that's definitely one of the tributes. Cultura, obviously, there's lots of culture here, but also the fact that many of our honorees that we're showcasing have really sort of excelled in their fields, fine arts, literature, gastronomy, and then alegría, just the joy that you see every day, every year.
And we are seeing so much joy.
Absolutely. All from an island that's 100 by 35. I know that the environment, climate change, sustainability, those are focuses this year as well. Talk to me, if you would, about those.
Well, I mean, Puerto Rico is obviously under a lot of impact from climate change. They just announced the state of emergency.
State of emergency from the governor. Yep.
We're going to have an honoree that's going to be coming on soon. He'll talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
And then we do have another feature about the Taino Indians. It's a tribute to the Taino culture.
Yeah.
An animated feature that's going to be coming up in a bit, really showing that their legacy still lives on today, even though that they were eradicated. But the food that we still eat, the words that we still use, not just Spanish words, but English words.
Yeah.
So we have a feature that's going to explain that.
Yes. It's interesting, I was saying my husband was born in Spain, and he likes to call the garbage can a basurera. And I always call it a zapacón, And then we finally go to Puerto Rico, and he sees signs, zapacón. And that is a Taino word, and I'm so proud that I say zapacón as much as I can.
There's a lot of debate where that originated. I'm not buying the safety can. I think it is.
I think that's right.
We've quickly, one last question before we let you go. We've talked about Aguadilla, the featured city on the island, but the featured city here stateside is
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Tell me
That's
about
one of those usual suspects when you think about large Boricua population.
Yes.
But it is a sizable population, about 50,000 Boricuas. It's growing, and lots of our arteries, again, today come from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We're going to have Justina Machado up in a bit.
Yep.
She came from Chicago, but obviously she made her name in Los Angeles, as well as Ismael Cruz Cordova.
And Los Angeles now has the top 10.
Within the top
It's
10.
within the
Yeah,
top
that's
10
right.
number of
That's right.
Puerto Ricans
That's right.
living there.
That's right.
cementing the fact that hay boricua por donde quiera. Wherever you go,
Hasta
you're
la
going to
luna.
find some.
Today they're all here.
Yes, they're
It
here.
feels like it anyway.
No, and we do get people that come from all around the world to attend
Yes.
this parade.
Oh, I know.
Louis, enjoy the day. Good to see you again.
Yeah, yeah.
And congratulations
Thank
on
you.
another
Congratulations.
fantastic
Thank you for
event.
being
Thank
here,
the
all
board.
three of
Oh, it's
You
our
got it.
pleasure. It really is. So much pride.
Back on Fifth Avenue there, you can see the alegría for sure.
And the dancing.
Dancing, good music, some good food coming, right?
Yes.
This is the
I believe
Latino
the-
Court Office
yes.
Society. Good to see them represented as well.
They pursue the advancement of employees within the unified court system. They advocate, this is their mission on behalf of all its members on all matters of what they say unfair treatment, such as discriminatory practices, any kinds of conduct that would impede a member's career development and pursuit of happiness. Basically, they're there to have the back of Latino members.
And it's so important, let me put my legal hat on for a minute, because when you're in the court system, it's disproportionately affecting black and brown communities.
Yes.
And so you need this advocacy within the system, and that's what this organization does. And
Hey,
our
look
hats
who's
have to be off.
Absolutely. I have to give a shout out before they leave us. The Center of Puerto Rican Studies at Hunter's College, a real, champion of courses here in the city.
Yes.
They provide support to students, scholarships, artists, members of the community at large across and beyond New York. They produce original research, films, books, educational tools, all dedicated to the Latino experience. They have a journal, the Centro Journal, the premier academic journal of Puerto Rican studies. I mean, really, you want to know something about Puerto Rico and our history, this is really an organization to tap into. They were founded in 1847 as the nation's first free public institution of higher education.
And this particular one, 50 years,
Yes.
right? This particular part, 50 years of education.
And you talk about a resource. David, we were there a couple of weeks ago when we were shooting our special for the 40th anniversary of Tiempo. And over there at Centro, we found researchers that consistently come from every part of the country to go through the database, to go through the files there and do some homework on whatever project they're working on. In fact, as part of the parade's mission to preserve and promote Puerto Rican culture, we celebrate the legacies in all of its forms, individual, collective, and institutional. And this year we pay tribute to CUNY's Center for Puerto Rican Studies at Hunter College, which is marking its milestone 50th anniversary.
All of
that started it all. Student protests during the Vietnam War formed the foundation of student activism to build Centro. Underrepresented Black and Puerto Rican students at City College of New York demanded visibility on the campus. However, officials rejected their efforts to diversify the institution. Student activists continued demonstrations and occupied Brooklyn College.
We were not accepted into the university with welcomed arms. Very, very difficult times. And they set the cornerstone goal, securing a place within the academy from which to articulate the social and intellectual problems of our community.
In response, the Board of Education voted to agree on their demands. Puerto Rican students, faculty, and community members formed a committee and drafted a proposal for a Center of Puerto Rican Studies focused on research and community involvement. The university administration approved the proposal, which formed the foundation of Centro. Dr. Frank Bonilla served as the first director of Centro, and he solidified the institutional base of the organization that we observe today.
you mentioned such an important organization. We're thrilled to be bringing you the 66th Annual National Puerto Rican Day Parade live on Channel 7 and ABC7NewYork.com.
The National